Morning guys, John here, Mr. Forex Fire, and it is the 30th, it's the end of the month, it's the 30th of September on a Thursday, dreary morning here where I live up in the northeast of Newcastle, and yeah, tomorrow is going to be, where are we at? Let's have a look. Just need to check my calendar. Tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow? Can't find it. Sure, I've got something on tomorrow. Just need to have a look. No, it's not tomorrow. Sorry, I haven't got that on tomorrow. Anyway, what is tomorrow anyway is NFP day, which can be a lot of manipulation in the markets. So again, my structure is one pair, one time frame, and sticking to a 2-hour trading session. Yesterday was a good day for an analysis training, as we sort of got to, let's just have a little rundown. We've got at the moment, I'm just gonna open something up and just share the screen as well. We've got yesterday there was nothing taken. Oh, there was something taken, but it didn't enter. It didn't enter for our parameter, which was a shame, because what we were looking at was we were going to risk 2%, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So we were going to risk 2%, and if that 2% was going to come in, we would have gained about 10.3, I think it was, percent. We've got a running total so far of 23.84%. Fantastic. If something looks right today, we might go for another 2% move today. Okay, we'll have a look at the charts. We're going to get set up at the moment, but at the moment, in the back end of week 3, we are 23.84%. So let's just keep that in the back of our heads. We're doing fantastically well profit-wise, and just open everything up, and let's just set our goalposts up. So again, we go on to the vertical. We look at the 8:30. We're a couple of minutes late the day, simply because I've been in absolute agony through the night. Struggling a bit more than normal with my pains. I've had to take some painkillers this morning, the condition that I've got, but we plod on and keep busy. Right, so again, let's take a look. Right, so we still on this massive downturn. We still on a huge downturn. This is on the minute chart, by the way. I haven't gone to the, so I've got liquidity residing there. Okay, from there, guys, we'll go up to the 15-minute. And we will drill into price in a moment. At this moment in time, I'm not too fussed. Does the 15-minute come any further in? Wow, that's a massive push down. We have tested to there, but we drove price even further. I'm just going to go up to the daily a moment, because I just want to take a little look. Hot mess. So price is all the way down here as well. 1 hour. Right. So that's where price currently is. Just want to have a look at something in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark something that stands out to me, which is engulfing moves from a breakout. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight that there for sure with an orange jagged. And again, this push down into the consolidation, and again a big push out. I'm going to do 50% of that, simply because it's a pullback, but there's reasons why I do these as well. So I'm going to go back to the 15-minute. Okay, guys, so target areas, you see where these two are. If we get a blue bad chest, I do apologize. I'm on certain medication with regards to it knocks my immune system down, so it's part of the arthritis. I've just got to be really careful what I'm doing and in and around. So if I do cough a lot, I do apologize. That's the reason why. Right, so 15 minutes. We've got from there down to here. So 20-foot move. Let's just take a look. Just want to get highlighted into here a bit more. Let's have a look for some imbalance. So we spoke yesterday about imbalance. Imbalance is an area where there's been one candle go right the way through and there's no wicks into the area. So we're going to create a couple of things with imbalance this morning. Again, the end of session or the zone of the session yesterday as well. I just want to highlight that because I'm just in the middle of testing something with this as well. We're always learning, we're always evolving. But yeah, to the upside, I'm going to be looking for a move to come back up into this area today, to be honest, into this imbalance, and then possibly something along the lines of push out in and then back into the field of play of where it was just the other day. So that's what I'm anticipating today on a structured maneuver. Again, not always right, but that's my bias for the day. However, if this does come down and break the liquidity here, we've got two areas, which is all the way down to here, okay? Again, from where price resides, there's 161 pips. This has been, for the last 3 weeks, in a massive downturn, so price may be heading towards that. There's 20 pips there, and there's around about 55 pips back to the upside. Let's keep that there. Right, so down to the 1 minute. Let's see if we can get into some charting. I'm not sure what today is going to be like, simply because it's NFP tomorrow, so the markets might be a little bit hitty-missy today. Again, structure-wise on this, again, we've got a lot of consolidation along here, so there's nothing stands out to me at the moment with regards to a trade, in all honesty, because what we've got here, again, and I'm not going to rush into a trade just because we're rushing into it. We've had a break of structure there. And we've got, so that's the swing point, okay? We always look at the general swing. Let's have a look, get this bad boy on. So you've got a high and you've got a low, okay? So that was the general swing where we're at. So we've got the pulse here. So we may have a break back down into price, okay? Just highlight a bit more. We'll see some clear price action. It's always good to have these prices straight in. So in here we've got, let's just do some little bits of imbalance. Today is an imbalance sort of day. We're going to be drilling in to price and seeing the imbalance areas and then see how they are respected, okay? And again, we'll speak about the trusted, look at that, swing high, swing low, swing high. Look at these areas. The last previous swing area, it's within the zone of the firebox. Imbalance comes into the firebox. Imbalance comes into the firebox. And I don't make this stuff up, guys. We're going to watch price for a little bit. And I don't know if you can see that. I've got my forexfire mug. Nice big mug. If you want one of these, just go to my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see, just so I can show you, because everybody likes a nice mug of coffee or tea. You can simply click on this little green thing here. That'll take you over to the merch channel. Okay. And we've got the t-shirts there, we've got the mugs, we've got the hats and everything else. We've also got the hoodies and all manner of goodies. But that's going off topic. Off topic. We'll go back onto here. See where we are with this. If I was to go for a trade, let's take a look at this. The 5 minute as well. Back down to 1 minute. Just going to quickly draw something up. Whole structure to there. So basically what you've got as a range, that's the range you're working in. That's the range you're working within. Just darken that a bit. So that there, the orange is the swing range of this here. Okay. And when you're drawing these up, it's all about having fun. Just draw little things up, see what helps you, because I'm a very visual person. And you could do this as well. Let's just take a look. I mean, obviously, if we get a break of structure up here, I would then be possibly looking to get into a trade from somewhere else. At the moment, I'm going to let that hold. See if we can get the push down up into here and get a test there. Again, that would mean both of these imbalance areas will sort of be met. Contracts will be met in there. So I'm going to pause the video, come back in a moment. However, I do believe getting the fire wand out, I do believe we may get a small retrace here. We might get a break of structure on here. Okay. So I'm going to pause the video. We'll be back in a moment. And I'm going to finish. Be nice. Cup of tea. We'll be back in a second, guys. Yeah, hi guys. Forgot to mention, if we enter a trade, the first trade will only risk 1%. Okay. I'm just going to share the screen. We'll have another quick look. See where we are. So, first trade. Oh. Excuse me. First trade will only look to risk 1%. Again, you can see how we'll come down. We're gonna sort of push through here. I think if we do, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and let the trade come to us, because there's nothing showing the hand at the moment, other than the areas of importance that I'm looking at the moment, which is a possible reversal from this imbalance, or a possible reversal from this imbalance. Just remember as well, we've got some lower areas. Again, I went massively on a bigger time frame because we've had a massive spike down on the Euro USD. And there's a lot of price action below this, in fairness, when you go to the higher time frames. But just bear in mind, we do work upon the 1 minute on this. And at the moment, because I'm 23% in profit, again, I'm not going to rush into a trade. I would have liked to have seen a bit more movement with regards to these ABC maneuvers of the Elliott waves and things like that, but prices like sort of consolidating when you look at these. So again, we're just going to wait for price to come to us. I'm going to sort of pause the video once again. We'll come back to this in a moment. Again, if I just get, you can see on here, okay, that just the firebox area lies neatly in that swing point with regards to the fibs I've drawn out there. Again, we're gonna we're gonna give this and see what happens if we get a push to the top side and get a break from there, obviously. And then I'm gonna see what happens if I get a break from here as well. If I get a break from the down bit, I'm gonna have to allow it a bit of time to see we'll get a reaction from here. However, if we end up where we sort of get this, I need to see how far down this is going to break down, to be fair, because again, if we base this upon this to this, we've had to pull back from there. Again, structure wise, you're possibly only looking at that. It's going to be into a consolidated zone, and again, it then would depend on where this drive's going to go. So I'm only anticipating price to possibly only just coming down to this. So the reaction, the initial reaction might be from that upper imbalance area to then turn on us and break structure on the top side, if that makes sense. So then break structure up on here. But we'll see. We'll come back in a moment and we'll see what price does. See if it just react from this imbalance area. See how this ABC holds. And I will be back with you in a moment. I'll be back with you in a moment, guys. So I'm just going to stop the share and we'll pause the video. All right, guys, let's get back with the chart. See if we can find an entry. So we've had a break of structure from here. So let's have a look. See if I can get in on a trade. So we're going to look at an entry here. Okay, from there. 179. And just going to get rid of a couple of things. Get rid of this. And what we'll do is we'll put a 2%er on this, okay? Just going to see if there's anywhere else this could drive to. So I'm looking into here. See where the price is. So at the moment, the price is on the upside to there, which will be the target area. It's 50% of that candle. We could share. We could target that there. Go back. Okay. Push this target a little higher. And I'll monitor this. We'll risk a 2% on that entry there. Again, I've got 23% to play with, so I'm willing to risk a 2%, to be fair. Let's just take a look. Let's get rid of some of this noise here, because this was back in the past. So the only thing that's worrying me at the moment is the low side liquidity here. We also have imbalance underneath here as well. So we might get a drive down into this, to be fair, but it's a risk I'm going to take. I'm going to risk 2%. I'm going to risk 2% on it to possibly there. Just want to do the all fearful fire zones. This would bring it to a 1-to-1 risk. A 1-to-2.7. We'll see if we'll get an entry on this. Because again, yesterday we spoke yesterday on, take a look, about channels. Okay, there's a channel there to there, so you can see wick to wick, it's on the median line at the moment. Again, if it was to break out of this lower side, it's certainly going to come for the imbalance if it was to break out of that stop loss area, but we'll see what happens with that. Let's get rid of that. See, we'll get the entry anyway. I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back in the next minute or so, because I do believe this is going to show us something. So I'm just going to stop the share. And hi guys, so I've decided to refine the entry. Okay, I've gone, let's just make this bigger because it hasn't ended yet. We're still going to risk 2%, but it's a 1-to-3 now. Okay, so this here, that's the order block there. Okay, see this bit here? This is the order block. It's what we call a spinning top, or a doji, I should say. It's been an indecisive candle. See if we can get the player back into there. We've got in the flag pattern at the moment coming down. Hopefully, this is a risky one. I mean, it is 2%. It could plays out. We could get 3%. We could get 6%. But the thing is, underneath, why this is risky, underneath lies a liquidity there with regards to that low. Okay, and then from there we have imbalance. We've got imbalance there, and also imbalance resides in there. So if we do get the push down, it could take one of these two out before moving up to the further end. Let's see, we'll get the entry though. Worth the risk, to be fair. And while we're on here again, guys, if you're not already on my YouTube channel, you can click on the subscribe and the notification bell. From there, we also have the join button, which is just here. You can join right here and get access to the spark or the fire. And then from that side of things, you'll get full access to everything that we do on here. It's very active on here, on my Discord channel. Again, this is a fantastic area. We have our homework sections, we have our training modules, we have people putting in their results. Again here, 20.45%. I was talking to Butters there this morning there before I got on the live here, and he had a bit of a brainwave on what he was doing with the continuation of these 1 minute scalps, and he's just fantastically drawn some out. And I've been having a good chat with him this morning, and again, this just shows you the power on what we're learning in here as a group, because this is what it is. This is a community. It's a group. Some more results. Let's just have a quick look on some stuff. Again, there's another one there from Butters. Let's have a look. 1 to 5. David. Jordan on his way. I'm not too sure. That's a good trade, that, to be fair. I mean, I don't know where that actually hit. Captured this overnight and felt great to wake up to. Boris is there again. There's just some of the trades that I took the other day. Yes, this was on a demo, something else I was testing within the stuff that I do. Something I'll be bringing to the team again further down the line. I'm always constantly evolving and learning stuff, but this was a phenomenal day as well. From there, 1 to 15. And again, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. We've just got an amazing community which you can become and be part of. Nobody judgmental. Everybody helps each other, which is what I love. It looks like we're going to get the spike down onto the entry. We've got the entry, and it's going to push. Is it going to push straight out, or is it going to do the return up? Let's take a look. So we're in on this. Remember, I did see a 2%. I did see a 2%. Hopefully it will hold structure. Let's see if we get this. Again, if we brought that down to here, we could get over 3% if we brought it out. Right, so what we'll do is we're risking 2%. This here, if we get the structure on here, if we get the structure to hit that, we might close it out, because then we're going to be getting a 3% for the day. Okay, I'll just see how price reacts. If the price pushes right through it, then we might keep it. Okay, we might keep it. Just depends how price reacts in the next minute or two. Let's just keep an eye on it, just so I can make a decision live. And you can see I'm not fabricating anything, because that's what this is not about. This is about showing you the analysis and everything else that I do. And there's a lot of people get a lot out of these little videos that I do each day. Let's just see how price reacts. Again, we're on 17 seconds, 13, 12. Keep pushing up. And as we drill into price, because I know there's a lot of people like it when I do this bit, let's just have a look into price. We've got good price action on the way down, clean price action. There is no imbalanced target areas for this to go up to be fair. So this might be an actual drive down further into these imbalanced areas, in all honesty. Let's see if we can take bits of liquidity on the way up. This I'm going to seriously consider closing out if it does go to here. But I do think, because the price efficiency is all there on this flag pattern, I do believe this is going to flag further down into the imbalance areas. It's a learning curve, as we know. But let's see what happens. Let's see if it stops us out and then goes further down. And no doubt, if it does do that, we will leave inefficiency from this swing point here, I do believe. But we'll see what it does. One thing we don't want it to do is obviously break this bit here, because if it breaks that, what it's doing is it's got lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We need it to now push and break out of that, and more so to break out of that area there. I quite enjoy doing these deep analysis where we're looking at watching price, where we're watching price at the moment. We've got a bit of liquidity there. We've got it there. We needed to push through those two areas. So as you can see on here, as you can see on here, quick glimpse of what something else I was looking at there. Let's take a look. Sit up, there we go. Open spike. It's took that liquidity. It's going to drive down. It's going to drive down, guys. It's going to head for that. It's going to head for the imbalance. It's heading for the imbalance. Yeah, stop loss out. There's 2% gone. It's heading for the imbalance. Not to worry. That's 2% taken out. Risk I was willing to take, remember. So let's just get rid of some of this now. Risk I was willing to take. Get rid of that. Move this in. And again, just to show you, I'm not hiding behind anything. This is a -2 hit. Because I did see a -2. Let's close that into there just so we know. Oh, that's there now. Let's get rid of this. And let's just see. See, it hasn't even took liquidity down from this side neither. But again, we've got the drive down. We've got the drive. It's flagging down, you know. And I do honestly believe now we're going to be looking into these areas. It's coming to take. It's coming to take liquidity. It's got to. I mean, again, look at the price. Look at the wicks. Look at these. Look at the path down on here. Let's take a look. Where's the path? As we're coming down, and let's make that little bit thicker. The cog. Make it a bit thicker. Make it black. Right, so as you can see in here, okay, we'll drill even further in. It's making a push out now, typical. As we're coming down in these waves, look at the wicks on the end of the candles. The wicks are pushing through the bodies of the previous candle, okay? So there's no price inefficiency within this flag coming down. So this is telling me, with this being so efficient in price, like sort of EAB on the way down, it's covering anything that would leave a footprint for price to have to go back to. So for me, it's going to be a continuation down, and it's got to. It's with that in mind, it's got to be heading down towards these imbalance areas. So this is a good lesson and a good insight to watch, to be fair. Again, will this be a breakout or will it be a fake out? Let's just take a look. Bit of a fake out here. I mean, there's going to hold structure. Let's just watch. Come back in. And again, this block here, let's just put, in fact, it wouldn't be that block. It wouldn't be that block. It would be, because it's come down to fill all of that block and stop us out, didn't it? So in reality, you're looking at that there to that there now. There's no breakout, obviously. But price, let's see how, let's watch and see these 5 blocks within that block there. I mean, there is no breakout, in all honesty. We're just going to see how, if it does come into the lower tiers, is it going to respect these sort of fire zones as well? Let's just see what it produces, or it may quite easily take off. It looks like it's just doing that as well. Again, just these are the imbalance areas. Get this, and this hasn't been taken yet, neither. Okay, this here. This hasn't been taken yet. It's coming back in. There's your first firebox. Fire zone, I should say. Look at the wicks on these candles. Look at the wicks on the candles. Price just does not know what it wants to do. The wick. See, even on that, it's forming liquidity here. It's breaking through the fire zone down in the middle. It's stopped, it's stinking. Stopped, it's stinking. Wow. Into the next. See how it stops and pauses? Wicked, wick, 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 wick. Look at this. There and there. Inside of the order block to the left, but as you've got the fire zones within the fire zone order block, you've got your outer fire boxes wick to wick. Which way is it going to break? It just fascinates. It fascinates me, the price action, to be fair. And there's your reaction from the right on the inside of the outer firebox. Now, is this going to drive out of the order block of the spinning top candle here? Are we going to get an engulf and move? I'm not going to pause the video. I'm going to keep it going, guys, because I just want to see what price action does from this. Again, we've lost 2% today at the minute, but I'm not too fussed, to be fair. Again, I keep seeing that. Look at that. Look at the drive. It's pushed straight onto the outer. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Look at this as well. From here to here, and you've got a wick and you've got the body. These zones are just so respected. And you're seeing this in front of your eyes, you know. Let's see where it's going to drive to next. It's going to drive to that middle one. There's your middle one. There's the wick. And we've got 13 seconds left of this candle. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New candle. And again, look, it's just bouncing between the zones, bouncing between the zones. Well, let's see where this candle takes us to, and then from there, guys, I'll pause the video and then we'll wait for another structure move. But you can just see it's we've got what 18 seconds. See where it touches to. See if it's going to hit us to the higher side or it's going to hit us to the lower side. But again, it's just staying within those pie zones. We've got 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then there's the new candle. I think price is going to sort of, again, it's going to do that constriction within a confined space. mean, that there in itself, okay, if you do it from there down to there, you're looking at it, that's around about 4 pips. So 4 pips in around about from there to 4 pips maneuver in 5 minutes. So it's only moving a pip a minute, to be fair. So there's not much moving within price today, to be fair. Again, I'm going to pause the video, guys, and we'll come back and see where we are pattern wise, and we'll talk more about analysis shortly. Hi guys, we're back again. Let's just take a quick look at what we see the structure wise now. Well, get back into that. So we're flagged in again, looking on the lower side on this, it's flagged in. If we'd held structure here, this quite possibly would have still been within a trade. But again, it's part of the learning process. Shows you I'm not perfect neither, but even on that, it looks as if this here would end up taking the liquidity here. There's too much down on here on the dirty side, as we call it. We've got the liquidity from there. We've got the imbalance and the imbalance here. Again, should I have gotten into it in hindsight? No. But again, we're not worrying. This just shows you that I'm not perfect, guys. So that was a -2. We can see how on based upon this order block here, how it's beautifully been respecting these fire zones. Okay, so there's nothing happening with price today as such, to be honest. So again, this has been a bit more of an analysis sort of outlook, if that makes sense. Yes, we've took a hit, we've learned a lesson, but we're 3/4 of the way through on today's session. It's now nearly 20 to 10, so there's only just over half an hour or so to go from when I would normally close out. There's nothing that's screaming out to me today from a trade aspect, other than we could possibly look at this here. Possibly look at that here, and that's holding. And the break, if you want to call it a break as such, you could have this going down to here. To be fair, let's just see if this will hold. We'll risk a 1% on this one, and that'll be because I don't like to risk more. I don't like to risk more than 3% a day, to be fair. 1% risk. If this comes in, we have a 2.74. We've brought it back a bit. Okay, so we'll risk that on the hope that we get that maneuver from there. So that's the only next trade I want to take. In fairness, I want a 274. Again, we want to just take that there, 2.6. Right, there we are. So we'll see this will end there, and we'll come back to you in a bit. Again, not worrying that we've lost the 2%. We'll do an end of day conclusion towards the end of this trading session, and talk about 1 or 2 other things as well, stuff that I'm looking at. Again, this is going to push out there. It's going to go to that imbalance area now, isn't it? Let's just stay with me. Stay with me. Right. So we might need to change the way we're looking at this. Let's get rid of some of the noise. Right. So we'll cancel that trade out. Look at this. It's heading into that imbalance. Would you believe it? So we're going to get a reaction off the imbalance area now. So we've taken out the liquidity there. So we can get rid of that. Let's took out the imbalance there. So we'll highlight that there. Just going to drill this in. I'll get rid of that one because it certainly took the imbalance of that. Go to that inner. We could do it to there. Go back out. It's going to risk a reward of 1 to 2.22. Again, risk 1. Risk of 1%. And each time this is going to drive down here, what we're going to do, we're just going to move the TP, to be fair. It's now sitting at resign at a 2.3. And this will be the last trade of the day if it does enter. I do have a delivery coming this morning at some stage between like the 10:30 to 11. To be fair, again 2% lost so far. So you won't get this retrace into the area. Not much happening today, guys, because simply it is NFP day tomorrow. The markets will settle generally the day before. We will get some big moves tomorrow, and then we can anticipate that in the morning. So I'm going to pause the video, see what happens, and we'll come back to this. If when I come back, if this area here has pushed further down, we may have the TP area look on a further scale. But again, we're looking for the entry to come up and then to come down into this imbalance area. Other than that, guys, there's nothing imbalance wise underneath here to speak about, to be fair, other than the original chat about this downside. What we've got is an order block here. Okay. So we may get a drive further down into that, which was at the beginning of the session. The beginning of the session was this initial move, if that makes sense, because we did see that was the high of the swing, and we had, obviously this is the swing low, so it's coming back within the range of our starting block area, if that makes sense. Again, 50%, the imbalance. There's a big impulse drive up here, just on the eye without marking it out. This looks to be around about 50% of that initial move, if that makes sense. So what I'm sort of getting at is, obviously you've got the push up. Okay. You're then getting the push down. We may get the push up sort of thing. So let's take a look, because we broke out of that structure. Do you know what I mean with these ABCs, what I was telling you about the other day? So what you've got is, you've got an A, B, possibly a C, okay? And then generally that there, from a turning aspect, that would be there. And then if we did a horizontal line from the tip of that, let's just take a cancel. Just remember, we'll get rid of that line there. So the ABC, if it was to come back to the pull out, if it was to break above that, if it was to break above that area from the A, B, and then C, is this a significant area? Let's take a look. Yeah, it's more or less taking you towards that there. Let's change that. Template bankers. Again, come down, break out. Yeah, it's more or less coming back into a bangers area. What we call the 71, the 786, the 886. Look at this. Look at this. So this is what I would normally class as my money zone. Okay. This is what I would normally class as my money zone. Coordinates 1500. However, look at the 886. It's bang on that line. Now, we're going to talk about something in a second, because I mean, this sort of stuff as well is valuable. It's a valuable lesson, to be fair. So this is just behaving at the moment. So the price is going towards the 886. If that does happen, you then may get the price drive back down towards this area here of imbalance to complete the inefficiency of the imbalance, if that makes sense, or what's left at the bottom of here. Okay, that might be a suggested move. However, when I speak and when I talk about these sort of areas, if we just, let's just see if I can make this a little bit easier for you. So when I talk about that, we've got this. If we just go to style, extend rate. So what we've got, okay, as we look at this, so just as an end of session outlook, so we have price is moving. Okay, price is moving, and as price moves up into this area, okay, as price moves up into this area, we can segment certain areas of this off. Okay, so first of all, this zone here, we will make this red. Okay, so that there is a premium. That would be a premium. I'll spell that right. Yeah, that's a premium buy. Okay, so that's a premium buy as price moves in and so price might go bang 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 bang. You can buy from here, but it means you're getting in on an entry at a more heavier price. As price comes up into these zones, okay, these zones here, we'll start with a dark green. Okay, price becomes discounted. Okay, discounted. Okay, so you're starting to look at some good prices. Okay, from the half to the 71. Now the zone I like to trade from, this one here, the 71 to the 786. This one for me is an optimal, is the optimum price. Okay, so this here for me is the optimum. There we are, spell that right. all them years at school. So that's the optimum price, okay? Now, as you get deeper still, this price here which is lighter still, this price here is like the Black Friday sale. Price will come into there at times for you to be able to get in on. And again, as price pushes through here, this for me, personally, this for me is great price to get in at, but again, is more of a danger zone, if that makes sense, where you might end up getting stopped out. So as your price is moving, bang, 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 these fib areas, you've got a premium buy on your swing point, which is, or a premium, a sell where your selling point. So on here, this is a premium price. It's high end, okay? As you're going further into the fib zones, you then have the half to the 71. This is a discounted sort of price to get in at. The optimum price for me is certainly the 71 to 78.6. That's the optimum price. Many people call this the kill zone. Many people call it the money zone. I like to class it as a money zone because this is where price action gets heavily respected. It's a bit like when I talk about the fire zones as well within the other sort of when I speak about these zones just above, similar sort of preference. The inner ones are the heavily respected ones, outer ones are the weaker ones. And then as price goes even further from the optimum, you've got your Black Friday sale where it's fantastic, but to get a price action from that area, it's like getting your Black Friday deal on your TV. It's very hard to get, very few and far between. And if you're lucky to get that price, then fair play to you. But as price gets further in towards that danger zone, you're looking towards being stopped out and then the sale price totally gone, if that sort of makes sense to you, okay? So again, just need to get rid of some of this. So that's like an end of session sort of analysis on how I look at sort of fibs and things like that. Let's have a look. We'll just get rid of some of this and see where price resides for us at the moment. I hope that analogy is sort of giving you a little bit of food for thought. See where we are at the moment. And again, this is what I'm getting at, guys, okay? This is what I'm getting at. So as price has come down here, as price, get that fire wand, as price has moved down, okay, we've got the swing points on this bit here, price is coming back in, this is the premium, this is the premium price, okay? And then as price moves up further, you've then got your discounted price. This is the optimum price that we're talking about. That's the optimum price. But the Black Friday sale, or where the price, there's loads of confluence here, where the ABC, you get the push out, it's right on the money for that. Again, it just shows you one of the things that can be respected in there. We just want to get rid of the ABC. Get rid of that. Computer's playing up the day when I get into there. It's coming up into the price action now. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Let's see, we'll get this. Let's see, we'll get this, Henry. again, I hope you're finding today's session useful. It always seems to be towards the end where I start to go a bit more deep into analysis side of thing. But again, I never want to risk more than 3% a day, to be fair. Again, if this sort of closes out and takes out that 1%, I'm not going to be too bothered. If you just bear with me, just got a notification. Right, see, we're getting entry on there, guys. If you just bear with me, I've just got a nip because I think I've got a delivery there at the moment. I've just got a nip. You just keep an eye on this. See, we'll get that entry, and I'll be back with you in a second. Be back with you in a second. All right, fuck, I wasn't. I thought it was a delivery. Thought it was me delivery. It wasn't. So where we're at. So yeah, we're not about a pip. Let's take a look. Half a pip there. That's the entry. So there's no turning back now. 1% risked. I think today is not going to be our day, to be fair, but if this comes in, we've got a 2.3, so it sort of drags us back, to be fair. See what comes down. What I'll do, guys, I'll pause the video because I do believe there's someone coming to the door in a minute with this delivery, so I do apologize. When I come back, hopefully we'll see where we are. Run down, and from what we've done so far, we did risk a 2% this morning. We lost that. That's not to worry. That's going to take us down to, let's have a look. Minus 2% at the moment. It's going to take us down to 21%. Again, I'm not too worried about that. 21% at the moment. However, if this trade comes in, it's going to give us a 2% back plus a little bit more. So I'm going to pause the video, guys, and we'll be back in a minute after we check on the structure and things like that. I've just got to keep an eye for this delivery driver coming this morning. It needs to be signed for. Hi guys, we're back again. Just get this head a little bit bigger. I'm going to come to a final conclusion for today. We're going to close this out at that 2%. Instead of the 2.18, this has come down to the 2%. We're broke even today. You can see on here. Let's take a look. There we are. We're broke even. Again, this has possibly gone down to that 2.18, to be fair, but I'm happy with the 2%. I'm going to close that out at the 2%, just so you know. Let's go with that. So we've risked 1%. That's a 1 to 2. We're getting the 2% gain. We've got the 2% gain on there. So let's just fill out our report. Let's make this a bit bigger. Then we'll have a conclusion at the end of the day. So the 30th, we've had a minus 2%. And then we had 2% gain. From there, simple break even. So overall, what we've got, guys, let's just take a look. We've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days, okay? 14 days. That's going to bring our daily percentage down a bit, to be fair. Make this a bit bigger. Can I get the calculator on? Do it on there. So 11, 12, 13, 14 days. So we've had break-even days for the last 3 days. Fair. Well, the calculator, 14 days. So we've got 23.84% protected divided by the 14. That's a 1.7. Still a good daily growth, to be fair, 1.7. I'm happy with that, to be fair. We're not rushing into anything. We'll just get that saved. Get that saved. And again, this is possibly going to push even further down, deeper into these imbalance areas here, to be fair. But my trading's coming to an end this morning. I will only have a trade between 8:30 to 10:30. Again, we could be moving these to break evens and letting them run, but I like to try and do everything in front of your face. So there is a few other parameters that we could do to sort of move forward when I do these sort of sessions. Again, just to give you an insight of what I'm looking at: structure, the bias, the blocks, the trends, the channels, the imbalance areas. The more I do this, and if you keep plugging in and just seeing what I do on a day-to-day basis, there may be some little nuances that you can pick up and have a little bit of a light bulb moment. I hope you're enjoying the sessions. Again, they're not always perfect. I'm not always right, but this is me showing you what I do on my day-to-day basis, okay? That's what it's all about. I'm not going to hide behind something and bullshit my way to say, look at what I've done here. I'm doing this day on day. I'm not spreading myself too thin and put myself all over the charts. I'm only ever going to use that one pair, Euro USD. There may come a time where I think, let's go on the New York session. Let's maybe try USD JPY in an afternoon. I might very well start doing that as well at some stage. But we are basing this on one pair, Euro USD, on the 2 hour a lot of time, 8:30 to 10:30. Again, based on what I feel or how I think the trades are going for the day, then maybe I close the session down early if I'm in profit, or if I do hit a 3% loss, I'll just automatically close it down for the day. Overall, we are still protecting what we've got from last week. This week, we are still at a break-even level. Again, this I mean, I'll stop the share them because we just need to get this as a mindset at the end. Okay, so a lot of people when they trade, they think that it's all about profit. It's not. When you first start out with your trading, okay, I mean, it takes, you're going to go down pit holes. You're going to feel the losses. You're going to be annoyed that you've just been stopped out by a pip. You're going to feel annoyed that you didn't hit entry, but your bias on the trade went the right way. Don't let that annoy you. It's a learning process. It's a journey. And that's where this sort of stuff comes into play. Surrounding yourself with the right people and the right community where it's a stress-free environment. Again, we help each other. Everybody has that little bit of knowledge that they went through, of experience, that they can share with the person next to them. It doesn't matter how much you think your ability or where you are in your trading. Believe me, one thing I've learned in my time in trading is surrounding myself with as many people as possible, because not for one, it keeps me accountable for doing this sort of stuff, but at the same time, it's let me create this. which has been able to put people into an area, a safe zone, if you like to think of it that way, where you're not feeling stressed to pay for tools and things. I keep saying this as well every day, to pay for tools and silly softwares, and it's building your confidence and everything like that. And I love the fact what we've done and what we've achieved over this last year to have in this community. And you're going to go through many, many things when it comes to mindset. You're going to be, me bias was correct. I was out by a pip. If only. Don't let the setbacks be the things that stop you from going to achieve your targets. Because overall, look at the flip side of the coin. Yes, you may have just say been out, but your bias on the actual trade was correct. So that's one thing to look at when you just missed out on an entry, but it went and hit your TP. Your bias has been correct. Okay. It's the same as when you're in on an entry. Okay. And you have certain structure points where you may move the price or the stop loss to break even. Okay. To break even, maybe a couple of pips. Your price, bang, 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 bang. It comes back up, stops you out. A lot of people get disgruntled when that happens, okay? And then the price will go to your TP area. Again, kicking yourself in the teeth by saying, if only I didn't do that, then I would have had that growth. Flip side of that coin is your bias was correct. You've protected the trade because you've made it a risk-free trade. Even if that was to come down, come back up, stop you out plus a few pips, that is progress. That's progress, simply because you are protecting your capital. You are seeing a swing coming back. And again, from a structure point, from a low, or even on the higher side to the higher highs, if you're seeing things come back, you're protecting to the swing point plus a few pips. So if it comes back and stops you out, you then have made progress. And a lot of people will agree with this. You are making progress, even if you are finding on a week-to-week basis, you are only grabbing them few pips, because you're going to go through 3 stages in trading. Okay, the first stage, you're going to lose, right? I'm not going to hide that away from you. You're going to lose. You will lose, and it will happen. That's where, again, this sort of stuff comes into play, like get a community and things like that, simply because when you are losing, you are then sharing that experience with others that are around you. And that's when the others around you come into an effect to help you with their experiences and then share what they done to mentally to overcome what they mentally went through with that. And then you might have that light bulb moment and think, well, let's try that, put something into practice where you've just learned something from somebody, because it's not always about what I do and what I show you. There is 400 other people in this community where they can share their experiences. And that's what I love about this. From there, I mean, obviously you're learning, you're listening, and then you're implementing. So you learn, you listen, you implement. And when you do that, your confidence comes on, because you're starting to see a change in your ability in your trading. And then from there, your consistency will start coming. Yes, you might start seeing these areas where you're taking trades. It's a bit like what I've just done there on this session today. I hit a -2. It could be a bit of an annoyance, but again, we would have just brought the 23% down to 21%. But also the trade that came back and getting us our protected capital back is, it was a 2.2 or something like that of a percent. That would have given us, and it did do that eventually, that would have given us the loss and then some. But to protect where I'm at and what I'm doing, I was happy once it got to the 2%. Coming to the end of the session, yes, not made anything today other than I've done the session and recorded this. Someone along the line that's going to watch this video is going to see something within that bit of time frame and understand the structure, or they're going to understand the reasons why we protect the capital and things like that. So again, guys, if you can do, please drop a comment on the video here. Please hit the subscribe if you found this video and you're not subscribing to my channel at the moment. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm go on. And again, guys, if you want to know more, just visit the website on the top, or you can simply go on the homepage of my YouTube channel, click on the join, and from there you can help support me by going in as a Spark, where you'll get perks and benefits. And there is also the fire members, where you'll get perks and benefits, and we will give you access to this sort of area as well. Okay, guys, because I've been trimming for 4 years. It's always been my mission since I've had my light bulb moments to share what I do with as many people as I can, and it's all about helping others. And I get so much out of doing what I do, and I'm able to now do this full time from home. So again, guys, if you haven't seen, if you want anything like this with regards to t-shirts, the mugs, fantastic mug, it's massive, to be fair, doesn't do justice seeing it on the screen. Go to the YouTube channel on the top right hand corner of my banner on the homepage. Click on the little green icon, it'll take you to the merch side. You can go on there and you can get all these good things. Okay, so thank you very much. I've enjoyed this morning's session. I hope the insight and thoughts at the end of this session is going to sink in with things that I see, and we'll see you tomorrow for NFP Day. Okay, guys, see you later.